everybody, this is Lisa, and I have a video today for the Bloom Girls with Jamie Dougherty. I'm going to be using her large floral stamp today, and I'm using it on this really cool watercolor paper with a resist. It's from Cosmo Cricut. It's just to add watercolor paper pad. It's really pretty cool because some of the papers have this gold kind of fleck background, and then it has the resist also. So here's the stamp set that I'm using. It's the floral stamp set, and you can see the largest flower is really quite big. It's about 5 inches by about 5 inches. So this is the stamp set I'm using, and I'm using all 3 of the stamps in the stamp set. So I'm just adding a light layer of water just so that the gelatos that I'm using kind of glide across a little bit easier. You don't have to do that. It's just something that I do when I'm using them as a watercolor. So I'm just using the Bright collection from the gelatos. This is the new 15-piece set, one of the new 15-piece sets, and I'm just using a random combination. I decided to stick with more of the pinks and the reds and the yellows, that kind of thing. And again, I just put a light layer of water down. Not something you have to do, but just something I like to do. Not a lot of water, very light. And I'm using a Princeton water brush or mop brush just to kind of lay that water down real loosely. And I'm using another light misting of water just to get the colors to move around. And then you'll see me tip the paper here just to get them to blend and drip and move all over that paper. And then I'm going to blot up some of that excess water just so you can see that resist underneath. I'm going to do this for all of the flowers even though I don't show it all on camera. I just want to be able to get the colors to move and blend with each other. That way they kind of just move and mix and blend real pretty and drip. Although I am going to cut them out. So now that I have all the colors blended, I do dry them a little bit with a heat gun. I do tend to dry underneath also the paper so that I get it nice and flat. The first stencil that I'm using of Jamie's is the crisscross stencil. Really beautiful stencils here. They're nice and large. So I'm going to be using that stencil over the top of the flowers. And I'm using this with a little bit of whip spackle, which is a really nice light modeling paste. And I'm just going to cover the flowers with the modeling paste and the stencil. And I just like to do that real randomly. I don't have a, no rhyme or reason. Just, get the dots laid down in a nice pattern. No need to cover the whole surface of the paper because I'm just using it over the flowers. So if I cover the whole paper, I'd not only be wasting the, excuse me, the modeling paste, but I'd also be wasting any excess paper if I wanted to use it for something else. Now I'm using some of this Summer Sky Color Bloom and just kind of dripping it on top. I didn't want to spritz it, I wanted to get the nice drips. And using that same kind of drip technique, I'm just using some Dr. P.H. Martin India ink and getting those nice big drips on that too. What I do like to do is when I have like big blobs of the ink, I will use the end of a towel and lift those off a little bit. Now this is another one of Jamie's stencils. This is called Ricketts, which I like a lot. And I'm going to be using this paste called Texture Luxe. It's also from Faber-Castell. And I'm kind of, basically, I don't want to say I'm covering the whole thing, but it took me a long time to cover this, so I really condensed this down on the video. So I covered basically the whole thing and then lifted it up to get a really nice dimension on there. So it's a really beautiful bright gold, but it did take quite some time. I wanted to make sure that there was a nice lift to it, a nice loft. So it did take quite a bit of time, but I wanted to make sure that it was nice and bold and nice and gold. Now I'm just using a bit of cardboard that I pulled some of the layer off. I stuck that down with some gel medium just to be able to make sure that there wasn't too much white and to also create interest. And then I'm adding a little bit, this sounds silly, I'm creating a little bit more white because I wanted to create a barrier. I wanted to have the cardboard to create interest and then the white to play off of the flowers that whip spackle. Then I just created some loops with, it's just a metallic thread, and I created that just wrapping it around, stuck it underneath one of the flowers. I used some sticker words saying create your own dream, stuck those down because they're adhesive anyway, and then I'm just using gel medium to make sure that they stick to this gesso board. And by the way, those flowers are adhered to that piece of cardboard just using some really good foam adhesive by Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L. So I'm just getting those words stuck down really well with gel medium, and then I'll dry those with my heat tool. And then I'm going to go ahead and go over those letters with some more of those gelatos from the same set, and then I'll get those nice and damp also to create some more of that drippiness. And then I'll go ahead and go around the words with a Pit Artist pen so that they're nice and to create that boldness around them so that they're really drawn out, because most of this project is pretty white, but I want to make sure that they call attention to the words also so that you don't miss them in the whole project. So it does say create your own dreams, and it's really pretty. I like how this project turned out a lot. I hope you do too. And I certainly thank you so much for watching me today. And sorry about my voice. If you like this video, I hope you subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and make sure you check out other videos and tutorials on Jamie's blog, jamiedougherty.blogspot.com. Bloom Girls always have lots of fun projects for you. Thanks so much for watching me today. Take care, everybody, and I hope to see you again very, very soon. Final finishing touches here. And there we have it. Take care. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.